Can you see anything?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
All good. Road attention, Lockyer. Everyone can see that?
Yep.
Okay, good one. So this was sent in from Gwen Harden, a plant from far up north, Queensland, but one that's popular with us. Just grows on apparently on the tops of the high wet mountains up in far northern Queensland. I think Gwen said that the first shot there was starting to flower, and this shot was about 3 weeks later. Just chip in, Gwen, if you want. And anyone who supplied these plants, please chip in with some comments as I go along. So that's a stunner, absolutely beautiful. I tried to grow this once and it died. I'll have to try it again. It's a beautiful native plant. Gwen also sent that in from her garden. I don't know if that's just eating Gwen's pet dog or not, but pretty scary. I guess that's an olive python, Gwen, is it? Or a carpet python?
Oh, it was just called a python as far as I know, diamond python, but I decided I didn't really want it in my garden.
Yeah, that would be pretty scary. Yeah, well,
it was about 2.5 meters long.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, well, there you go. That's again demonstrating our garden's bringing the wildlife.
Looks like it's had a meal as well. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, it's eating something there. Yeah. Okay. Heather Clark sent in this one. I think it's Melaleucotimophilia white lace, Helen. Sorry, Heather, I would think. That's the only version of this species I know that has white flowers. And very nicely, Marilyn House sent in one from her garden with the purple or mauve flowers of Melaleucotimophilia. That's a nice plant to grow. Grows in swampy areas naturally, somewhere where there's a bit of impeded drainage in sort of sclerophyll woodlands or heathland in the Sydney area. Nice plant. Heather sent this one in. I'm a bit ignorant of what this particular grevillea is. Does anyone want to jump in and tell everyone?
You there?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's that one that was bred in England. Just forgotten its name for the moment. Somebody tell me.
Is it Semperflorens?
Semperflorens, that's it. Semperflorens.
Nice. Beautiful. Thanks for that.
So, and Semperflorens, semper means always in Latin, so it means always flowering.
Right. Beautiful. Fantastic. I thought it was something else. I'm glad I didn't put that in.
Oh, well, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I got a close up. Here it comes. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Heather, so I will add that to the newsletter. Grevillea semperflorens. Thanks so much for that. I was a bit stumped on that one. Beautiful. Marilyn sent in Petunia linearis. I think growing naturally at Helensburgh, but I'll just check the next shot. Sorry, Marilyn did tell me. Or maybe she's growing it. Is Marilyn here tonight? That's a common Sydney plant on the sandstone. Has a papery, flaky, sort of crepe paper bark. Really, really common up and down the New South Wales coast. You can find these in very large numbers. Looks like the pinifolia, which Rhonda showed, but pinifolia's got hard grey bark, and the linearis has got slightly different looking foliage, and it's got the crepe paper bark. That's a great way to tell the difference a lot of the time. Tony sent in some photos. This is Grevillea sinofe from Western Australia. Tony's not here tonight, he said, but I looked up this one quickly. It's from the southwest, I think, of Western Australia, and it's known as the catkin grevillea. Beautiful plant. Really showy inflorescences there. If you again, maybe aligning with Rhonda's talk, a catkin is a sort of inflorescence produced by things like birch trees and plants in that sort of group. It's sort of a cylindrical shaped inflorescence of sort of highly modified flowers, sort of those boring flowers that you get in birch trees, which aren't very noticeable. That's what's meant by a catkin. So that's a catkin grevillea.
Dan, I've just looked up one of my books and it says Sinophae comes from the Greek.
Oh, you're muted. Muted, sorry. Yeah, from the Greek.
Connection or union, and it's because the filament is joined to the stigma, but obviously you have to look at it pretty closely to see that.
Sure, okay, nice.
Yes, often means like join, it's like with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Sin or sim.
Yep, yep. That was a new species epithet for me. I'd never seen that one before. Hakee lorina, also from Tony. The pincushion Hakea. That's a really popular one with us. Another Western Australian plant, but it's really popular in gardens on the East Coast, and you can see why. It's quite stunning. If you can get one of these to grow really well, be a real talking point, I would imagine. I'm sticking with the Proteaceae. I've put them all together. Joan has sent in this Banksia marginata. I'm a bit jealous of that one, Joan. That's I'm trying to get one of those to grow here. That's really beautiful Banksia when they're in their prime in bushlands. I think they're the nicest one, really, especially when they've got that bun shape in the heathlands. That's a really nice one. Joan also had a Banksia spinulosa, which she sent in. Doing really, really well there. Not to be outdone, Des and Mari sent in their Banksia spinulosa. Photo's a bit blurry, but you can still see how beautiful it is. So these really big inflorescences, hundreds of flowers on those. Really bird attracting, really nice. And then Karen Thorn also sent in a Banksia. So there's a bit of a competition going on in this meeting. That's an absolute stunner, Karen. Really nice. Banksia birdsong is a hybrid of Banksia ericifolia and I think spinulosa. But that's an absolutely stunning shrub, Karen. Really nice. Oh, I'm still going. And one more from Des and Mari, a Banksia ericifolia. So they've got spinulosa and ericifolia growing. The spinulosa's got much longer leaves, but both really some really beautiful Banksias there. And then to top that off, Simon has sent in his close-ups of Banksia inflorescences. With some really beautiful photos from Simon. If anyone's wondering, again, these are all the female parts of the flower, all coming out here. Sort of opening up, ready to sort of be pollinated. That's where they differ to bottle brush flowers. Sometimes people think they're similar. In a bottle brush flower or a eucalyptus flower, it's all the male parts that are on display, the stamens, as Rhonda was referring to. But in Banksia flowers or the Proteaceae, it's all the female parts that are on display. The male parts are hidden. They're sort of invisible down in this sort of tube, yellow tube. And the pollen, I guess, gets quietly released, sort of thing. But so it's all these female parts that are on show in these Proteaceae flowers. Simon sent in this one, a B on Banksia oblongifolia. Fantastic photography, Simon. Really good. And a close-up of Banksia honey gem he sent in as well. So just wanted to really show off those Proteaceae flowers there. They're fantastic. Thanks a lot for that, Simon. Great photos. Still going with the Proteaceae, you got Hakee Burrendong Beauty sent in from Jill. This is I a hybrid of 2 Western Australian species that came up at an arboretum in New South Wales. So a little bit of a confusing story, but the arboretum in New South Wales was growing 2 Western Australian Hakees, and this came up in the grounds as a hybrid between 2 of them. I believe that's the story. So Burrendong is named after an arboretum that was in Western New South Wales. But stunning plant, another one that's really popular with us. And Jenny Whiting sending her photo of it as well. So I've just grouped them together there. You can see the plant there a bit more in situ. Really stunning plant. Joan had this, and this is one of my favourite plants you can find in bushland. I don't know if Joan can chip in, but I assume this is part of the original bushland vegetation, because this plant is really hard to grow, and I don't think it's propagated readily. But this is Bossia heterophylla, which you can find in Sydney sandstone woodland, flowering in autumn. It's an autumn flower. Fantastic specimen, absolutely gorgeous. And even though the flowers are a little bit out, you can see how grandiose these pea flowers are. You know, the big yellow back petal, and then you've got the fusion of sort of 2 other petals making that red sort of boat or keel at the bottom. It's an absolutely stunning plant. When you see them in the Royal National Park at this time of year, or around April really, you notice them straight away when you drive past them. They're really, really showy. That's a fantastic specimen, Joan. It's absolutely brilliant. Keep moving along. Tony sent in this Eremophila. I know this is a really, you know, close one for Phil Keane. He always likes this plant, basically due to the flowers that it puts on, and it's relatively easy to grow, I understand. Some close up of the flowers there, and I think it does come in different flower colours. I think other members, some of their Eremophilas, put on a range of flower colour, especially in the cultivars. So they're really worth growing, and not too hard to grow either. They're from, you know, sort of central Australia, and I think you find them in Western New South Wales as well. But they do really well on the coast in our gardens. A Pimea sent in from Joan. I think that's linifolia, the common Sydney one that you find. Joan's got it growing really well here. Some close-ups of the inflorescences. This is called the Slender Rice-flower. Really nice plant, commonly found in Sydney. And then Karen sent this one in, which I've paired up with it. This is a form of Pimea linifolia called White Jewel. And that's an absolute stunner from Karen there. Really nice one. Looks like Karen prunes it and, you know, gets a ton load more flowers or inflorescences as a result. That's a fantastic plant, Karen. Des and Mari sent this in. I don't know if Mari wants to speak up here, but it's like an example of her native pond garden with a weeping acacia, Banksia roller coaster, a beautiful big xanthorrhea, glauca possibly, with a pond sort of behind it in the background. Really nice shot, really good bit of landscape in there. Mm. So members are really getting into the showing off of the gardens here, which I really like. Mm-hmm. Chrysocephalum apiculatum from Des and Murray, as Rhonda referred to, golden heads. Really nice plant, this one. Great ground cover, flowers really well, and a lot of the year as well. Just probably needs a bit of drainage, maybe on a slight slope to do really well. Won't sort of do well in a boggy environment, but it's a really versatile plant, really good one. Mari, I think this was Striptomene saxicola. I could be wrong here. Does anyone think I'm wrong about that one? Looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Plant from Western Australia. I said Striptomena there. It's Striptomene. It's a Western Australian, but is common in Sydney native plant gardens and nurseries and things like that. It's a Myrtaceae or a Myrtle. from Western Australia. Been around for a while. Yep.
We bought it at Mount Annan when we went there years ago with a group, the group.
Right.
Yes, that's where we bought it.
Nice one. Okay. Beautiful.
I was just thinking, Dan, the Friends of the Botanic Gardens did sell a tryptamine, but it was called, I think, denticulata, and it did have much deeper pink flowers than our normal tryptamine. So I wonder whether this is I think it's denticulata, something like that, but might just double check that.
Yep. Thanks, Rhonda. That's great. I wasn't quite sure if it was Saxicola. Yeah.
Because I've bought them from the Friends of the Gardens before as well, and it's got a lovely deep pink flower like that. Yeah.
Okay. Nice one. Beautiful. Yeah, thanks for that. I'll check that one out. Des and Murray have also got a photo of the sandpaper fig. Ficus coronata, that's a Sydney species. You find it in sort of rainforest margins and rainforest and wetter environments. The leaves have a really sort of rough sandpapery feel, apparently used by Indigenous peoples for sanding down tool handles and things like that. And you got these little figs here on the plant as well. They're not really edible, but birds would certainly go for them. Des and Murray just wanted a bit of an identification, I think, on these pond species. Look, I'm not too sure, Murray, but that one on the left to me looks like bulbochinus, and that one on the right looks like a thing called Corazandra, but I'm not sure. I'm not too good on these aquatic swampy plants. But
Dan, when we went to the Central Coast talk last week on Zoom, and Mark Abel was doing a thing on the water plants, etc., and we had the three that this and the other one with a round leaf. They were three that he talked about, so that's why I just put them in. But never ask me what things are called, because I don't remember.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
that's why I put them in. Yes.
Yeah, if that's bulbochinus on the left, I grow that in my ponds in a pot out the back here, and it grows fine, grows beautifully. I'm always cutting it back; it's always getting longer. We put it inside in a pot inside the pond, and it does really well. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about those. And then I thought this was Nymphoides germinata, an Australian native sort of water lily. It seems to match the leaf shape if you look it up on Google. Yeah.
Has little yellow flowers.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. If it's got yellow flowers, that's the one. Nymphoides germinata. Yeah. It does have yellow flowers. Beautiful. I really like this from Claire. A bit of indoor decorating. With Grevillea orange marmalade, and that blue vase really sets it off somehow, Claire. I'm not an artist at all, but I think that's fabulous. Really nice. And she's sent in a second one with I think that's really great. Another really great advantage for growing the plants we grow. You can bring them inside. I wish I could do a bit more of that. It's really fantastic. Thanks, Claire. That's really nice. This is from Jill. Jill, I thought this was Bulbini bulbosa. Would that be right?
Not sure. Joan Collins gave it to me. Oh, no, I think I won it in the plant raffle at the last real APS meeting. And I took it home and forgot about it, and it died. But then next door to it, I had a little tray where I'd had lettuce growing. And within no time at all, suddenly it was covered in all these, and I thought they were chives coming up at first.
Yes.
And I realised it was Joan's plant. So is that what it is, Joan Collins?
Yes, it is. It is.
Nice one. Yeah.
But I was a bit worried that if the fact that it spread so quickly, that maybe it wouldn't be a good one to plant in the garden.
Oh no, it'll be fine. Should be fine. Yeah. I mean, I doubt it's as hard as onion weed to get rid of. If you ever had to get rid of it, you should be able to dig them up. It is called native leek, and related to onion weed and onions and things like that. But it's a really nice plant. It's beautiful. When you get a meadow of them in somewhere in New South Wales, they're beautiful. Yeah, really nice. I got a mistake there. It's Bulbini bulbosa, not bulbosa, bulbosa. But That's my editing. It's a New South Wales plant. It grows in sort of moist paddocks where you get a little bit of moisture on heavier soils. Comes up after rain and things like that. And you can find patches of them in meadows coming up, you know, in paddocks and things like that. They're quite nice. Jill, I'm not sure what this was. The best I could come up with was Metrosideros, but I don't know if anyone can have a look at that and tell us what it is. That's all I could come up with.
Sorry, it's blurred.
Yeah. The New Zealand Potuakawa or whatever it's called. That's all I could do. Where did you get it from?
I can't be sure. It was either from Phil or the Wildflower Nursery. No, it's definitely not a coria. I can see why somebody thought that, but it's not. It's
Yeah, and I don't think it's Metrosideros. Slightly too different. Yeah. So I'm not sure what that one is.
I liked it because of its grey foliage and it's yeah, the orangey colours.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a WA one with the grey foliage.
I think it might be from WA, Ralph. Yeah, that's my suspicion. Yeah, but I'm not too sure about that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think it is Metrosideros. Like I said, the flowers look different. Yeah. But I tried to figure that one out. Was this Hypercalama, Jill, or
yeah,
what? Yes. Right. Great. That was a bit of a guess on my part. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Had to go through my plant list. Yeah, Hypercalama. What can you tell us about this one?
It's been in for about 4 years, and it's about 1.5 foot high, and it's one of my favourite plants. I just love the way it comes like a necklace. And that was its first flower, so I got very excited and had to share it.
Nice one. Beautiful. Yeah, great. Yeah, when they're in, I looked up some images on the internet, and when they're in, you know, really full cry with a lot of flowers, they're quite stunning. Yeah, no, they sort of.
I love the pink and the white. The way.
Yeah. The plant clusters the flowers together here, sort of one sort of back to the other. They're quite stunning. Yeah. Well, I wish you all best of luck with that one because they do look quite showy. When they're in the cry. And your Coria Dusky Bells, would that be right?
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. These Corias, they're really worth growing. I've got a few in now growing really well, and I hardly ever give them any attention, just a little bit of pruning, not even any supplementary water or anything like that. Of all the Rutaceae genera, and we say this a bit, the Corias are the easiest ones to grow. John Aitken and I, we've given up on most of the other ones. We chat all the time. We've got Jill's maidenhair fern, Adiantum ethiopicum. That is a beautiful patch of maidenhair fern. And I think you've got Bottospharum spinosum in the bottom of the photo. Would that be right?
No, I think it's the little yellow flowers, little tiny.
Hibberia.
Hibberia, yeah.
Oh, that's a Hibberia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder which one. Right, okay, no problems.
Quite low, and it's done really well. I love Hibberia, and most of them die, but that one's over about 3 feet.
Yep.
The maidenhair we got from my uncle's house at Concord when he died. And just I put half a dozen sort of spadefuls all around the yard, just thinking I'll put it in, and they've just really been very happy. That one's underneath a Guinea lily.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Maidenhair can be a bit temperamental, but you've got a fantastic patch growing there. Beautiful, really nice. Good indoor plant as well, if you get the conditions right. Yeah. Almost there. Hibberia scandens from Karen. Yeah, this is a plant I should grow. I just never get around to getting one. But if you want a Hibberia with big flowers, this is as big as they come in Sydney. Hibberia scandens grows, you know, on the coast in sand dunes and just behind the beach sort of thing in the Banksia scrub and places like that. Easy to grow and grows into a really sort of long, dense sort of climber as well. Not overly large, but you might have to keep it under a bit of control with a bit of pruning. But with flowers like that, it's a real stunner.
And because it's native bee day or bee day, native bees like that plant as well.
Yep. Nice one. Yeah. Melaleuca fulgens from Jenny Whiting. This is a scarlet honey myrtle. Another Western Australian, I think. Does that sound right? Might be. I didn't get time to look this one up.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
South Coast of West Australia.
Thanks, Lloyd. Thanks, Lloyd. Yep. Beautiful plant. With flower colour like that, you'd really want to get one of those going.
Yeah.
But it's the purple variety.
Right. Purple variety.
Yeah, it's been in there. It hasn't done an awful lot. It's been in there 2 or 3 years, and it's kind of stayed alive. It does a little bit of shooting each year, but that's its first flower. So
Yeah. Okay.
impressed.
Yeah. Yeah. I just find Myrtaceae slow to get going, but they're in for the long haul. You know, they're going to be there for decades if they're happy, but they're just really slow to get started. Yeah. Bottle brushes as well. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I've got 3 growing out the back of my veranda facing north, and they're more than 2 meters high. And it took a while to get going, Jennifer, but once they got going, I have to prune them and keep them back. And in fact, once they finish flowering, they'll have to have a really serious haircut to keep them controlled.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, nice one. Nice, Ruth. Yeah. Again, I guess what's happening is they're putting down roots, you know, for the first 2 to 3 years, they're putting down roots, and we can never see that happening, of course. And then when they're ready, they explode. So it's like they're setting a foundation for the future. I sort of like that idea. Yeah, it's nice. From Jenny, the native violet, Viola, hederacea. I did get some of this from Joan after the last month's meeting, and I've planted that in my garden. So thanks, Joan, for that. Beautiful plant, this one, especially when it makes a nice continuous cover. Really nice, useful ground cover to keep down weeds and things like that. Jenny sent these in for us, I guess, wanting an identification. Jenny, positive that the one on the right is a cocos palm seedling, and the one on the left, I'm not too sure, but it might be the arum lily, Xanthidescia ethiopica, which does come up as a weed here and there.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought it might be, but I wasn't sure if that was a native thing. I've got 2 of them coming up in my garden. They've been just hanging in, just sitting there for ages, and now with all the rain, they've just started to put more leaves out, and it's like, well, is it a weed or is this something I might want to encourage?
Yeah, you could always let it go and see what the flower brings up, but there is a native that looks like that, but I think called Alocassia, but I don't know if that would be it. But
the one on the Dan, the one on the left is a giant strelitzia.
Oh, okay, is that what it is?
Yeah, well, come up in the bush all the time.
Oh, so Strelitzia reginae, is that right?
I don't know what the botanical name is, but I know it's a giant strelitzia.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for jumping in there. I was hoping someone would do that. Well, there you go. It's still a weed, Jenny. You got to deal with it.
No worries. I can easily take them out.
Yeah. If you know what Jason's saying, they grow into like a banana type plant that big. So
very big.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It's coming out.
Great to know. Fantastic. Thanks, Jason. I just wasn't sure on that one on the left. Yeah, the cocos palm seedling, you sort of might have to yank it out with a trowel or something like that. They get pretty deep rooted. And Woolsey from Jenny Whiting. We had this last month, a photo from John, but Jenny's got it growing here as part of the sort of bushland habitat. Beautiful plant, and you can see the flowers on it. Woolsey tends to do this for most of the year. It's hardly a time when you don't see it in flower.
Is that the one with the honey smell?
Yeah. Does it have a honey smell? Anyone?
Yes, it does. It's my favourite plant.
Yep.
I'll go and have sniff it tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go, Karen. Yeah, apparently it does. It's something I've never noticed. Yeah, but So many flowers on that one. It's fantastic. Yeah. The tallest ones I've seen in a place in the Royal, they're up to about 3 meters tall. That's the tallest I've ever seen them.
Wow.
But normally you see them are much shorter than that. Yeah. But
Yeah,
Wouldn't the name give that one away, Dan? Pungent?
well, I guess so, Ralph. Yeah.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
They're pretty pungent pointed leaves.
Yeah, it's either the leaves or the smell. I guess I always thought it was the leaves. Yeah. Yeah.
When you walk along the Bunguna path, you can smell it even before you see it. And the Grays Point School walk the other day, you could smell it. Just beautiful.
Yep. Nice one. Nice one. Okay. Now, if you to step it up a notch, this is from Ralph, and Ralph sends in videos. So if I just click here, you get a video going on. Can everyone see that? And Ralph's showing here kangaroo grass, which he did get from me actually, which I'm glad to see you growing, Ralph. Look, I said this when I joined APS, the native grasses, they're a bit underutilised by us. I think we could grow a lot more and showcase a lot more. They bring a lot of variety to the garden, and they're meant to be good for insects, and therefore that's good for insectivorous birds and things like that. There's a lot of beautiful native grasses out there that you can whack in. I'm sure some of you grow some, but Ralph's showing kangaroo grass here, one of the most common grasses in New South Wales. It's got a lot of forms. I forget where I got this one from now, but I might have propagated it just from some seed I collected. But
I think you told me it was from your students, Dan.
Yeah, that sounds right, Ralph. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's where it'd be from. So I don't know where in New South Wales it would have come from, but it's a nice big robust one. It's doing exactly this in my road verge garden too, which I'm happy about. Oh, sorry, I've got to get to the next one. Here we go. Ralph's sending this Grevillea buxifolia. So you can send in videos if you want.
Bit jerky. I think your connection's not the best, Dan.
Oh, it's a bit jerky, is it?
It's working, but it's a bit.
Right. Sorry about that. It's playing fine from where I am, funnily. And last one, Ralph, Adenanthos cunninghamii, a plant from Western Australia. There, you've got that growing well. Very nice.
In full flower.
Yes. Wow. Beautiful. Oh, and then you've got some sawfly larvae.
Oh.
Right. So what'd you do about these? Did you just leave them or?
I just left them this year, yes. There didn't seem to be too many and the plants got a lot bigger, so I thought I'd let them go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diplolina.
I've got a huge number of caterpillars on my hovias at the moment. I don't know, they just seem to get infested every year, but I'm not quite sure what they are.
Yeah, they've hammered the hovias at the native gardens at the moment too, and they're really bad on the Melaleuca folia down in Carina Bay Reserve. That snow in summer, they're smashing them.
Righty. Okay. Well, that was it, people, from me. Yeah. Thanks for all those photos. 50 slides all up. So that was a good effort. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. We'll give you a bit of applause.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, we've got a bit over time, but unless anyone's got any comments or questions, I think we'll let everyone go to bed.
No, Ralph.
Yes.
Can Jason just give an update on bush care and volunteering?
Good idea. Yes, Jason, go for it.
Okay, firstly, probably the most important thing is the nursery is open.
Hooray!
So if you want some native plants that you can't, or local native plants, you can come down to the nursery. on the boulevard at Guinea. Bush care has just started on Monday. So we're up and running full steam with volunteers, social distancing, of course. So Joseph Banks will be on, I don't think it's next week, I think it's the week after. I'm not sure of the date of that. I think it's about
Probably the 4th, Thursday the 4th.
Yeah. So we're on at Joseph Banks. There'll be lots to do. I was up there on Sunday. There's a few weeds growing in areas. Well, there's usually heaps to do up there anyway. So yeah, bush care is back on, which is really good.